My father had a friend who had 2 boys the same age as me and my brother, who invited us over for dinner one night. So we went over to my dad's friend's place, and after dinner, the adults were in the living room watching television, and me and my brother were outside playing with our new friends. Well, after some time had went by, the adults heard yells and screaming outside in the front yard. So they got up from their living room, they ran outside, and what did they see? Lo and behold, me and my brother getting beat up by our new friends. How many folks in here have little children? I mean, have you ever seen your child being physically beat by another child before? Have you witnessed that? It's not a good feeling, especially for the child like me who was getting beat. Okay? And when my father witnessed this, he looked at his friend and said, "Hey man, you want to go ahead and take your boys off of mine?" My dad's friend looked at him and said, "Oh no, they're just having fun." Now, needless to say, my father was very upset about that. He was determined he was going to do something like that. That wasn't going to ever happen to his boys again. He was so upset that the next day, he went out and bought me and my brother a pair of boxing gloves. Okay, he was going to teach us how to fight. So for the next 2 weeks, he took us under a grueling boxing training regimen. I mean, my dad had us getting up at 4:30 in the morning, 5 years old and 3 years old. But he was determined he was going to teach us. And let me tell you something, he was serious. Those training sessions were hard. I mean, I'm talking about grunting and groaning, pain beyond whatever you can ever imagine, screaming and yelling. And that's what we went through just to get up at 4:30 in the morning. But my dad taught us skills. You know, he taught us how to jab, right? He taught us how to do uppercuts and hooks and how to duck and dodge and how to block punches. I mean, we were so excited about what we were learning, we didn't even mind getting up at 4:30 in the morning. As a matter of fact, we were so excited, we couldn't wait to show our new friends the skills we had just learned, right? So 2 weeks pass, and we get invited over again. So we go there, we have dinner. After dinner, the adults are in the front room watching TV. Us kids are outside playing. And all of a sudden, they hear screams and yells out in the front yard. So they jump up from the living room, they run outside, and what do they see? Lo and behold, the same scenario taking place. Except this time, I got my little friend in a headlock, and my brother's got his friend's face in the dirt. And my dad's friend is looking at him saying, "Hey, don't you want to go ahead and take your boys off mine?" My dad said, "Oh no, they're just having fun." Now, some of you may think that is a story of revenge, but it's far from that. See, my father realized that if he did not teach his boys how to fight, that they were going to get beat up the rest of their lives. He didn't teach us how to fight so that we can go out and be bullies. He didn't teach us how to fight so that we can go out and start fights. But if a fight ever came along, he wanted us to have the confidence to know that we could take care of ourselves. And folks, whether you know it or not, today you are in a fight. And your fight is not to be fought with your fists. It's to be fought with your mind. Check? You are in a fight to make sure that you stay sane in an industry that can drive you insane. Check? You're in a position right now where you have to fight to make sure that your kids grow up in a decent environment in a world that's highly negative. Check? So you have to do everything you can to make sure that you can remain positive. Say positive. In a negative world. In conclusion, I want to leave you with this. The greatest thing about your purpose in life is the ultimate value that it brings to a community right here. In my pocket, I have a crisp, clean $100 bill. By show of hands, how many of you all would like to have this $100 bill? Okay, all the hands go up, Thomas. Now watch this. Okay, I just took this $100 bill, I crumbled it up, I threw it to the floor, stepped on it, and rubbed it in the dirt. By show of hands, how many of you all would still like to have this $100 bill? Okay, all the hands go up. Now, why is that? Because you realize that even though this $100 bill had been crumpled up, thrown to the ground, and stepped on, it still maintains its value. Life may knock you down from the blind side. Life may put you on the ground, and life may step on you and rub you in the mud. But you know something, folks? You never lose your value. And just like this $100 bill still has purchasing power, your life still has purposeful power. And nothing or no one can ever take that away from you. You are absolutely significant in what you do, and you make a difference. And I want you to leave out of here today with your heads held up high, knowing you are making an absolute difference in this community. Check? Yeah. My name is Dwayne Owens, and I want you all to know that there is an absolute miracle in each and every one of you. And it's with God's love that I love you, and ain't a thing you can do about it. You all go out and have a lovely day.